All right. Well, good morning and happy Friday, Rotary District 7770, and welcome to Conversations with Rotary Action People. We're going to end July on a high note here today as tomorrow begins August. Today, we are pleased to be joined all the way from Egypt by Ahmad Elzoghby. Good morning, Ahmad.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
You're very welcome. We did put the link to the Facebook page for you in the chat, sir.
Thank you. I'm checking it.
All right. I will begin with the vision statement of Rotary. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Introducing your CWRAP team. The public image chair for our district from the 5 Points Rotary Club in Columbia, South Carolina, Miss Mary Gass. Good morning, Mary. Our district communications officer from the Somerville Evening Rotary Club in Somerville, South Carolina, Mr. Terry Moore. Good morning, Terry. And I am Donald Hovis from the Chicora Rotary Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So welcome to Conversations with Rotary Action People. Those of you on the call, please use the chat box and tell us your name and your Rotary Club. And also over on our Facebook page. If you are watching, thank you for being here. Please post below the stream your name and your Rotary Club as well. So Ahmad, you're a member of the Rotary Club of Alexandria Cosmopolitan. Tell the viewers a little bit about your club.
My club is in Egypt. We have been chartered in the 1996. We have been around for some time. We belong to District 2450. I have been a member of the Rotary Club of Alexandria Cosmopolitan for about 12 or 13 years. I'm a Paul Harris Fellow, and I was a member of different committees over the years. But now I'm mainly responsible for our Cross Egypt Challenge project, which is a global project promoting tourism to Egypt.
And you mentioned earlier that you're a breakfast club. You meet on Wednesdays typically, and you have upwards of like 34 members or so, right?
Yes, we have about 34 members. We meet every Wednesday at 8 a.m. In the morning for a breakfast. And we are an English-speaking club. We are actually the only English-speaking club in Alexandria, Egypt. We have a lot of expats that work and live in Alexandria as members of our club. And we have about 50-50 men to women memberships in our club.
And then just to give us a little geographic reference, what's the biggest city closest to Alexandria?
The biggest city in Egypt is Cairo, the capital. And then the second biggest city is Alexandria. And Alexandria is one of the biggest cities on the Mediterranean Sea.
Beautiful. I bet it's a beautiful area.
It is. It has a large history as part of the Egyptian history and as a very cosmopolitan city. We have a Roman, Greek, Armenian, Italian history in the city.
Excellent. So those of you watching, you realize how powerful Rotary is. We are here in South Carolina, most of us, all of us, except Ahmad. And Ahmad is with us from Egypt. So that is really, really cool. So you're here today to talk about the Cross Egypt Challenge. So what is the Cross Egypt Challenge?
Cross Egypt Challenge. Let me try to share my screen and show you a couple of slides as I speak and explain the history of Cross Egypt Challenge. Let me see how we can do that.
You see the bottom part of the screen there? Share screen.
Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. So if you know a little bit of the history of the region where I'm in, most probably you have heard that back in 2011, Egypt had a major revolution. And Egypt basically is a country that depends mainly on tourism as one of the main sources of income for the country. And when that revolution started in 2011, um, the tourism industry has been affected and hit hard because nobody wanted to travel to a place where revolutions are existing. And of course, we had uh, some turbulences after, like all the side effects, the economy, the political, everything. So it was not a stable period in the Egyptian history, and tourism was affected very hard. So we as a club, actually a few of our members, we thought, why wouldn't we start a small project called Across Egypt Challenge, where we can, like a group of us, can tour Egypt on scooters, and like grab the world attention that what Egypt possesses in terms of sites, historical sites, modern places, coastal beaches, and have like National Geographic or BBC speak about that or publish something about that. Little did we know that BBC and National Geographic published a lot of about Cross Egypt Challenge back then, and then over the years it has grown. And I will share with you some few pictures as I speak. This picture is in front of the Karnak temples, one of the most preserved temples. This is in the Egyptian Western Desert. And over the years, the challenge grew from 14 members back in 2011 to a staggering 75 riders in, I think, 2016. But the numbers do change every year. They change from, and here are the historic numbers. If you see the numbers of participants back in 2011, we had 15 participants from 3 different countries, among them 3 female participants. 2012, we had 26 from 12 different countries. 2013, we had 45 participants, and then 60, and then 75 in 2015. The numbers decrease and increase every year based on the political situation, not in Egypt, but in the region. Because whatever happens in Libya or in Syria, even though these are different countries and very far from us, but it affects the participation in Egypt. Because in many cases, people look at the Middle East as a one place, not a place that consists of, like 15 or 20 different countries. So they hear something like a turbulences or an explosion that happens in Syria, and they generalize and they think this is affecting their travel plans to Egypt, while the opposite is the correct answer, because Syria, Egypt, Libya, Sudan, they are big countries and very separated. So these numbers change by the year. Our biggest season was 2015, and our biggest number of female participants was in that season as well. It was 2015. 17 female participants. This is our fan base, mostly men, but about 20% women. These are some of the news outlets that published about our Cross Egypt Challenge. We estimate our reach in the past 9 years about 350 million people around the world, with over 1,300 articles and news pieces in different media outlets. One of them is we were on the Rotary Club of Germany and Austria and Germany, rotary.de. We had these amazing 2 pages. Again, on the Rotary Club of Germany and Vienna, again, on a different season. We were also in the Rotarian magazine in January, I think 2017. And that was the article about our Cross Egypt Challenge. And I think there is a digital version of this. If anybody can would like to read that, I can send the link later today. Sorry, let me be back. So this is, you know, like 2020 was supposed to be our 10th anniversary season. We had high hopes for this season. We had big plans. But because of COVID-19 and the restrictions on global travels and all the risks involved, we have decided a few weeks ago that it would not be feasible to do the 2020 Cross Egypt Challenge, and we postponed that to 2021. And this is what our route would look like. If you see this, Egypt looks like a rectangle on the map, and our route pretty much covers most of Egypt. The route this coming year is 2,000 kilometers. We usually do that over 10 days. Our first day is usually orientation meetings, and we have one rest day. About like the 5th or 6th day would be a rest day, and then every day is a different stage between two cities. And these routes, we change the route every year, and we are very careful when we design these routes to include everything that Egypt has to offer, so global travelers and riders can experience Egypt firsthand in a unique way that you cannot find it with, you know, like any travel agency or if you travel by your own. So we include a little bit of, you know, like coastal Egypt, ancient Egypt, modern Egypt, Pharaonic Egypt, Islamic Egypt, Christian Egypt. So you get to see the whole picture, the bigger picture. And these are some images from over the years. This picture is from the Western Desert. This is in the south of Egypt. Again, in the south of Egypt. And this is our typical stop. If you can take a good look at the picture. We have two classifications for participants, or actually three classifications. We have people on motorcycles, we have people on scooters, and we have people who do not ride. Like if you are a rider and participating and would like to bring your spouse, we have a place for them in our chase vans, air-conditioned chase vans. This is a typical stop, our portable kitchen providing lunch, all the scooters parked, and our luggage transporters. And we have a fuel station that can fuel all these vehicles anywhere in the middle of the desert. Because it's, of course, not easy to find fuel everywhere. This is not the US. And the little scooters, we need to fuel them every 100 kilometers. So we have to have a fuel carrier with us. So I'm just playing few pictures. These two guys are from our support crew. Our support crew are people from our Rotaract Club and volunteers who volunteer their time to make this a success. On average, we have between 70 and 100 people on the road during the Cross Egypt Challenge, between people riding or in the chase vans or the support team. And we have a full mechanical shop. We have a kitchen staff. It's a moving city on wheels. This is our kitchen chefs providing some authentic Egyptian lunch in the middle of the desert. This is from our mechanical team, taking care of problems as we go. And this is mostly our finish line. Every year we finish at this magnificent place, the most magnificent place in Egypt. And if you take a minute and look, you can see 7 pyramids, not only 3. You can see from this angle, you can see all 7 pyramids in this location. So if anybody would be interested to register for the upcoming Cross Egypt Challenge, it's crossegyptchallenge.com/registration. Registration takes 10 minutes. The dates for the 2021 edition is set for October 2021. And our registration fees do take care of everything. These are the registration fees for next year, and they include everything. They include all the meals, five stars accommodation, or the best accommodation option if 5 stars are not available at any destination. They include the fuel. They include pickup from the airport. They include all permissions, road tolls, all the mechanical support. And this is for riders is at 2,200 for 10 days. And then this is accommodation in triple room sharing. And then the scooter rental is only $400 for the entire duration. All the prices and what do they include are available on our website. And for people registering as early as now, we also have a payment plan. They can do like a 12-month or 15 or 18-month payment plan, ending up paying, you know, like $100 every month for the next 18 months until the challenge. That's it. Thank you. And I am available for questions.
Well, we do have quite a few here, so let me scroll back up. I think you answered some of these, so if you did, just reiterate it for me. So we saw that you eat on the road. Is there a place like in the evenings? Do you go to restaurants?
Well, every day is a stage in the Cross Egypt Challenge. So let's say a stage between two cities, Hurghada and Ain Sokhna. When we arrive to the destination, we usually stay at hotels. Our meal structure is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast is provided at the hotel from the previous night, of course. And then lunch, we serve lunch on the road by our kitchen staff. And then usually dinner is arranged as an open buffet at the hotel where everybody would stay. In certain and very few cities, we would choose to go for a local dining option if this city is famous for a specific cuisine. So we would take all the riders, everybody, and go to a local restaurant that would serve a local cuisine as an experience.
And then what time of year is this taking place in? Summer?
Usually October. We have been running it in late September, mid-October every year since 2011. And why this specific date? Because it's amazing weather in the north and not too hot of a weather in the south of Egypt, because you experience, you know, like north, south, middle, everything. So this is the best weather throughout the year. It's not very crowded at the touristic sites. And of course, not a big chance of a rain.
And so I think you put up, can you go back to the slide with the cost, just in case anybody has any questions about that?
See.
All right, there's your cost. So there was a question how much it costs to take part. Okay.
It's 2,200 per person as a rider. If you are bringing your spouse, your fiance, your kid, it's 2,100 per person in the chase vans. And then you have 3 rental options for your bike, because we understand it's very difficult to ship your bikes. Some people who live in Europe, it's much easier for them to ship their bikes to Egypt. But for people who live in the US, Canada, or Australia, it might be difficult and more expensive. So we have 3 rental options through our partners. A 150cc scooter would cost you $400 for the entire duration of the challenge. And for me, this is the most fun to do the Cross Egypt Challenge with, on a scooter, not on a big bike. Because this scooter is not designed to do this. It's not designed to do a cross-country rally in the desert. So it's more fun, it's more challenging, it's more adventurous. And then we have 2 motorcycle options. a 600cc for $800 and 1000cc big bikes. This is a Honda Varadero XLV for $1,000. And for the bikes, if you see, these are 2004 to 2008 models. And unfortunately, we cannot provide newer models because there has been a ban on importing motorcycles commercially to Egypt for the past 8 years. Otherwise, we would have loved to provide better bikes.
This is a question followed up, or a comment followed up by a question. I don't ride a bike or a scooter, but would love to go in a chase van. Is that possible?
It is possible. For Rotarians, they don't have to be coming with a rider. They can register alone as a person in a chase van, and this registration is open online. People in a chase van enjoy all the features and everything in the challenge except the riding part. These are Toyota Hi-Ace air-conditioned chase vans. I'm not sure if you are familiar with them in the US, but they are very popular in Asia and in Europe. We get to stop every 100 kilometers. So people in a chase van get the chance to mingle with everybody. These scooters have to be refueled every 100 kilometers. So scooters stop every 100 kilometers, motorcycles stop every 200 kilometers for fuels, because we have two separate formations. And people in a chase van, they get to stop every 100 kilometers if they are riding in a chase van with the scooters, or every 200 kilometers if they are following the motorcycles. And they get to mingle and meet everybody.
Do you ride yourself?
I have done Cross Egypt Challenge in 2011 and 2012. And I had an accident in 2012. I couldn't complete the challenge. I had an accident 8 days through the challenge. I had a dislocated collarbone that is pretty much obvious for me here. So I decided not to ride anymore because it was difficult for me to be on the phone running things, because I'm the main person running the project. And riding at the same time. So I decided it would be better for me to be in the chase vans or our support vehicles, taking care of things, running things, answering phone calls from, like the authorities who would like to know this or that, or our location now, or the hotels taking note when will we arriving, rather than on a motorcycle or a scooter.
So lots of the next things are just going to be comments, and I'm going to go through these here. Egypt's history is amazing. So much to see. Would love to go back. I wonder how safe it is to travel there now, not referring to the virus. It was dangerous 15 years ago. Saw the 7 pyramids, etc.
Absolutely safe. Is there another part to the question, or can I answer?
You can answer.
Yeah, it's absolutely safe. As Rotarians, I've been living here most of my life. I'm 45 years old. I live in Alexandria. I travel widely throughout the country on a motorcycle or by car with my family. I have 2 little kids. We never felt unsafe anywhere. Things were a little bit out of hand between 2011 and 2014. Was a little bit of, like explosions here and there because of the Muslim brotherhoods and a lot of political bullshit that we shouldn't go through. But things have been under control ever since, and it's safer than ever. And actually, Egypt is topping the tourism lists again, started to top the tourism destinations starting 2019. So it is safer than ever now to go back to Egypt.
You answered the question about the motorcycles because you have 3 options on the screen. Okay. Is most of the ride on actual roads, or is it all through the desert?
Even throughout the deserts, it's on actual roads. But the challenge comes in the south, because not all the roads in the south are very good. So it could be considered, it's not gravel roads, it's asphalt, it's tar roads, but not in very good condition. So in most parts, these are adventurous, challenging roads. But I would say 85% of the roads are in perfect condition. And 15% are in so-and-so condition, but not very bad.
The next person says, great idea. This project sounds like a community-centered event.
It's bigger than a community. It started as a community center event, but people from all over the world wanted to take part of it because of many reasons. Actually, because Rotarians has more trust in this because it's organized by a Rotary Club. This became a national project for Egypt. We get the support of the Egyptian government and the Ministry of Tourism. It's a national campaign now, so they give it a priority. Very often, where we go to any destination, we find the mayor or the governor of this destination that is there, welcoming everybody, inviting the riders to a press conference. It gets a lot of media attention, and now it's one of the most important scooter rallies and motorcycle rallies around the world. Not in the terms of, like desert rallies, but, like regular road rallies.
The next one says, it is like a mini Paris-Dakar. I love it. Does the rally support fundraising for some project for your club?
Well, Paris-Dakar was one of, the stories and that led us to do this. Actually, two things were the inspiration for Cross Egypt Challenge. Paris-Dakar is at a certain point, Paris-Dakar, it was Paris-Dakar Cairo. It was not ending in Dakar. It was Paris-Dakar Cairo. But for some security concerns in Tunisia and Algeria back then, they decided to cancel the Cairo part, and actually at later stage, Dakar was moved to South America, and now it's running in Saudi Arabia. The Dakar is the most recognized rally on the planet. So that was one of our inspirations. The second inspiration was the long way down from Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman, where they took their bikes from Scotland and did a tour on motorcycles. They approached BMW, KTM, and different brands, but BMW worked with them, and they did the long way down from Scotland to Cape Town in South Africa. So these were our inspirations. But in a sense, yes, it's a mini Dakar, or at least we try.
You answered the question about, can somebody just go and ride in the Chase van? That's already been answered. And how many people does one of those Chase vans accommodate?
On paper, 13 people plus the driver. But in reality, it's about 5 to 6 people plus a driver. We don't pack our vans. So people have a place to stretch their legs or sleep a little bit if they want to.
So if someone wanted to come over, is it best for them to fly into Cairo?
We have two options. The challenge usually starts from Alexandria and ends in Cairo. It's better for them to fly to Alexandria. We provide an airport pickup that takes them from the Alexandria airport to their hotel in downtown Alexandria. If they decide to fly to Cairo, because 90% of flights go to Cairo, not to Alexandria. It's also, we do an airport pickup for them as well, that pick them up from the airport in Cairo and drive them to their Cairo hotel, free that challenge. And then on the day that challenge starts, we have a big bus transporting whoever people in Cairo to Alexandria for them to be there before the meeting starts. We have a pretty much detailed schedule that takes care of everything and all the little details, who's arriving where, when, and our team does an amazing job taking care of all these logistics. So don't worry, just arrive where it is convenient for you. If you plan to come to the Cross Egypt Challenge, we take care of the rest.
Are other Rotary clubs beside yours involved?
No, it's just our club and the district.
And then the next viewer, I'm going to add to this comment. I think Bob and Robert should do this and report back on their trip. Robert on the ride and Bob in the chase van. And I'm going to say Donald as the photographer because my classification is photography. So
Well, you have seen the photographs.
yeah,
This is a very rich photographic experience. I've been photographing for a few years before my camera got stolen in Italy. I was on a vacation with my wife, and stupidly, we left our camera in the scooter stop box. We had a rental scooter. 5 minutes later, it was not there. It was an expensive camera. But I'm in photography myself, and I love that rich experience that this provides. Every year, we end up with over 20,000 to 30,000 photographs through the 10 days that we pick up about 400 or to 500 best photos that we publish for that season. But we have a huge archive over the years, hundreds of thousands of photos.
awesome. Are most of the participants Rotarians?
Not necessarily. Sometimes we have mostly Rotarians, like 70% to 75%. Sometimes we have 30 to 35%, because we usually have riding Rotarians, riding spouses, participating spouses. We have people who are not Rotarians, and we have local participants. So not necessarily mostly Rotarians.
And the two guys I called out earlier in the comment, one says I may very well register. It's on my bucket list. And the other one says I'm in. So not sure how much it costs to fly from South Carolina to
Well, from New York, as far as I remember, before COVID-19, because I used to fly to New York a lot of times. Flights from between Cairo and New York run between 700 and 800 US dollars, sometimes 600 US dollars. South Carolina, I would say at 300 more or less.
And is it direct flight from New York to Cairo?
From New York to Cairo, there are many options, but there is one that is direct flight on Egypt Air that runs daily. It takes 12 hours. From Cairo to New York, 12 hours. On the way back, it's 11 hours, I think, because of the wind. So from JFK to Cairo, it's 11 hours direct flight. But you have many other options with a transit in Europe.
Well, thank you so much. Someone's asking for your contact information, so we are going to pass that along to them. That will be coming out via email to that person who asked the question. So Ahmad, thank you very much. This is a really cool story.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me today. It is always a pleasure to share our side of the story.
Well, thanks again. Really, really neat. Thanks for what you do, and appreciate you. For those of you wanting to know what time it is in Egypt right now, it's about 5 o'clock. So, right?
It's 5:30 p.m.
There we go. Well, enjoy your evening, sir.
Thank you so much. And everybody, it was a pleasure having you. And I'm not running the presentation on my screen. I don't get a chance to see all your faces, but feel free to contact me with any questions you may have.
Thank you again, sir. For those of you that joined, we do appreciate you joining. We will be back next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And let's just hope Isaias doesn't have any impact on South Carolina and the coastal part of our district. I will conclude with the Rotary four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Hope everyone has a wonderful Friday, great weekend. See you on Monday. That's a wrap for Conversations with Rotary Action People. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad. That was great.